I'm here with James Riley, Cascadia captain, and what has been a remarkable afternoon for Cascadian football. James, first of all, just let me get your thoughts on what unfolded today.
Yeah, I mean, tremendous. Honestly, it's up there in my career. I think, you know, when you can get a group of guys together that have only met 5 days ago or so and that are competing like that at a tournament, that's prestigious against a fantastic opponent, and to get the result that we did was tremendous. So I think guys are still buzzing from it, and it's a tremendous accomplishment for our team.
And apparently the story is coming out that you were well aware, even at 2-0, the job was only a third done. How would you tell a group of kids you're 2-0 up and you haven't even begun the task?
Yeah, it was an interesting thing. Even before the game started, I brought the group together and just said, hey, we respect everyone and we fear no one. So I said we need to give this team their due respect. We need to warm up properly and approach this game properly and set out to, on the front foot. And I thought in the first half we got caught in the break a couple times. I thought we should have had a few more goals, and then as I was walking into the locker room, the gaffer pulled me aside and said he thought that we needed 6. And so that was my first thing I said into the guys. I said, listen, we just need to increase our urgency, like 5% more from everyone. It's an extra tackle, it's an extra, header, it's an extra run near post, it's an extra track back, things of that sort. And I said, we walk out of here easily 6-0. And so that's what I told the guys. We challenged them, and I think the gaffer did it right. I mean, that's what we needed to trigger us a little bit. We needed that little bit of extra urgency and the challenge to score 4 goals and keep a clean sheet in the second half. I think that's what really amplified, the play in the second half.
Now, after the game, there's quite a queue of journalists wanting to interview you. Have you been aware that your arrival in this tournament has collected a lot of interest for it?
I have, starting to more and more, which is great. I mean, I think when I first heard about the tournament, which was from you, which I appreciate dearly, and it's just picked up. I did my due diligence. I spoke to the president of Cascadia. I researched online, the website, spoke to Coach Nickel, conversed with you a little bit via email, and just said, this is definitely a project I would love to be a part of. Cultural experience for my family, an opportunity to go to London with so much football history, and to play different groups and different cultures, and amplify the reach of the beautiful game. I mean, I think that's what it's all about.
I'm going to ask you the soft question. You played for the first time in front of your child.
Yeah.
Tell me how meaningful that is to you as a dad.
It's interesting, because I always said the one thing that I, not regret, but I wish I would have done in my career, to be able to walk out on the field with your child, with your son or daughter. I think that's the most beautiful thing for a soccer player, and I was, a teammate of several guys that were able to do that. And so to have her here with the missus just puts everything in perspective, honestly. It's just such a blessing to have her, and to be able to look back on this experience when she gets older, I think would be absolutely thrilling for all of us.
Now, you mentioned earlier that John Kennedy Hurtado, a very good player, had expressed maybe lightheartedly an interest in his team.
Yeah.
Have you heard from the other teammates of the former Cascadian clubs, just keeping an eye on things?
Yeah, a few. I mean, John Kennedy Hurtado was the one that reached out and said he wanted to be on the team, and I was gutted, because it was probably like 3 days before we were leaving, and he would obviously been a fantastic, contributor and addition to the team. And so, the idea of what I want to do is just bring awareness to the CANIFA and the tournament in general, to bring awareness to Cascadia, and just to bring awareness to the beautiful game is still amplified by different groups getting together and playing very competitive games, honestly, and then being able to shake hands afterwards. Tremendous.
And the final question is, I mean, you're with a quite diverse group of people.
Yeah.
Some of them may have accents that are even, new to yourself.
Right.
How are you enjoying the cultural challenge of uniting a bunch of lads who may just about have a common language and nothing else?
Yeah, very true. It's interesting. So my first coaches were in Major League Soccer with Stevie Nickel and Paul Mariner. So that kind of helped me out. And then you had Frank Gallup and Ziggy, Greg Vanny, Frazier, and then continued. It goes on. So I think I was well prepared for the accent a little bit. But to get just the different banter that's going on now as we gel as a team, for me, is tremendous. And honestly, that's one of the biggest things that I miss. I miss the smell of sweaty boots in the locker room, which I miss the camaraderie of a team. I miss the just the special environment of a locker room before a game, at halftime, and after a game. And ultimately, I miss competing at a high level for something, for silverware, I should say, that's coveted at this tournament. And so The banter for me is great. Getting to know the guys is great. I mean, I'm definitely the oldest at 35, and it goes as young as 17, which is incredible. And so not only is there a diversity of culture and individuals, but there's a diversity of age groups. So, you know, for me, my role is to display there's life after soccer. Like you can create a fantastic career by just keeping it very simple and doing the right things and treating it very professionally and enjoying the process. But then also for me, fatherhood is the biggest transition for me and the greatest opportunity for me right now, and I absolutely love it. So I'm blessed to be able to share my passion of soccer and my new passion of fatherhood at this tournament here in London.